I was just trying to think as I look back here. What did we do with Monday Night Sports Talk when we were still on the air? We did it. You did your show till 6, right?
We did it at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So this podcast stuff isn't all bad.
Not all.
Get you out of here in the middle of the afternoon instead of late at night.
How'd you like to be out here at about 6 p.m. today?
Who we got? Who we got next door? Who's singing tonight?
The Happy Together.
The Happy Together tour. The Turtles and the Cowsills.
They ain't gonna be too damn happy tonight when they're
Jay and the
sweating.
Americans. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why are you wearing a long sleeve jersey?
The other day
Yeah.
I was in the pool
Yep.
and I wanted to take leaves out of the skimmer.
Sure.
So I reached around,
Oh, no.
kind of elevated myself, and tore about half my arm off.
Good
so
Lord.
I got that thin skin.
So you're
Joe.
protecting your arms from the fair.
Yeah. I just didn't want to gross people out too bad.
Right.
You know.
Boy, Pat, the Twins just blew one yesterday.
3 and 8 days, Joe.
That's terrible.
3 and 8
Yesterday
days.
was terrible.
Yesterday was terrible because they had to run game 1, and then Julian threw the ball away after not making a play on the first ball that inning, which he could have. Then he threw it away, and I think he is soon to be a St. Paul Saint again.
Really?
Yeah. Brooks Lee had 3 hits last night for the Saints. The shortstop guy.
Yeah.
He can come back and play shortstop, and then they'll move. Let Austin Martin keep playing second, and I think Eddie might be going back. But they originally said they wanted Brooks Lee to play 3 or 4 games in St. Paul, but after yesterday they might change their mind. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. They play tonight. It'll be a little hot in that bowl tonight because the air does not get down there.
Atlanta is not a bad club either.
Well, they got a lot of injuries. They've had really trouble with pitching for a while. But you look at their 3 pitchers today. They're coming into this series. The Twins are in a little bit of trouble. I don't know. I don't know how you get to the finish line with really 3 starting pitchers, 2.5 maybe, 3 starting pitchers, 3 relievers you can count on now. I'd throw Cole Sands in that group now.
And they're not letting Buxton play.
And Buxton's not playing, and Correa,
Might he ever play this year again?
I don't know. His story today said he's got to be more careful with that right foot because that's where he had the big ankle injury in 2014, which is why the Giants and the Mets backed off.
Yep.
So they're I don't know. It's too bad because he was just playing great, but I don't know what is up. But we always felt that the secret with when we figured out what plantar fasciitis was, that you had to just keep playing and have a tear, and then it'd be okay. Well, he says you can't do that with this foot because of the ankle. So, anyway,
In other words, Mickey Mantle would have played on it. They would have just played.
Yeah, he would have limped around. And, they didn't, no MRI machine.
Nope, worst thing that happened to baseball.
That's right. The replay and the MRI machine.
Did you guys hear what Chris Atterbury used on the radio to describe our newly required reliever, Richards?
No.
Is it Richards, right? The kid we got from Toronto?
I didn't hear.
Okay.
He ain't no kid either. He's been around.
Well, okay, but anyway, so he says he's got 3 pitches: the fastball, the off-speed, and the wild pitch.
Yeah, he's been terrible.
That was a great line.
I wonder, that one will get him on probation. But I wonder if they're going to keep him. I mean, he's unusable.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Can't throw strikes.
Who employs Atterbury, the Twins or the radio station?
Twins have approval. I don't know who pays him, but I think the Twins pay him, and that's part of the package. I don't know. But he works for the Twins, basically, not for the station.
The more the Twins have been relevant, the easier it's been to not – I haven't paid any attention to the Vikings.
Well, I'm sure the public has. Now, the public, here's the deal. They went 3-0 in the exhibitions, and Jaron Hall, the guy who was the 3rd draft choice last year, was about 27 years old because he's a Mormon. And he went to the 2-year deal and whatever they do. Boy, aren't you glad you didn't grow up to be a Mormon?
I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, because what have you been? You know,
you have to do stuff.
You got the strongly Catholic mother who was
right.
he was hard enough on you, making sure you went to bass. But
That's
a Mormon,
right.
they said, hey, don't get too comfortable here, kid, because you got to go to Afghanistan for 2 years to
Yeah.
convert people.
You got to wear weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and you got to go to doors, and I mean, not as bad as the Jehovah's Witness, but you get the odd Mormon coming to the door too.
Well, that's something I've never thought of in terms of whether I'm happy or not.
Utah, nice state. I've been out there a couple of times, but I'm glad I didn't grow up there because I wouldn't be a good Mormon. I think.
We'll get back to Hall. He's playing lights out.
Yes, but everybody's playing. They played Philadelphia, and nobody who's going to make the Philadelphia team played, basically.
Well, Joe, I watched a little bit of the game while I was doing stuff around the house, and it's one of those. He did play well, I thought, but it was also one of those cases where he'd throw it to someone, and there wasn't a defensive player within 5 yards of the receiver either.
Okay, then never mind.
No, but I said he did play well.
I think
thought.
they probably keep him.
Yeah,
and
he'll
not,
make the team,
Probably
for
keep
sure.
him, and not my guy Nick Mullins. I love Nick Mullins.
Well,
He'll throw the damn thing anywhere.
Yeah.
I like him.
Sometimes to his own team.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you ain't got no McCarthy. He's gone for the year.
They'll probably keep them both, don't you think?
Yeah, they'll
Reavers?
keep all three. I
Yeah.
think. Yep.
Well, is
So-
Darnold still expected to be the
Oh
starter?
God, yes, yeah. Jaron Hall is.
Has Darnold played at all in the practice season?
Yeah.
He played
He
a little
played-
bit in one game.
He
right?
played almost all of the first quarter, right, against the Raiders, and then he didn't play again after that.
So
don't
I
think he did
hear
anyway.
there's like it's happened in the past. National people are stealing our ideas, right? Because I heard Tirico in Collins. Is that Tirico with Collinsworth, right? Isn't
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
I heard him the other night with 5 minutes to go, national game, talking about how these controlled scrimmages, you get to go see the star, you get to go see the real players, and then when the exhibition game comes along, you don't get to see any of the real players, and that the league maybe should turn the exhibition games into controlled scrimmages is basically what he was saying. What they're saying, because, they're trying to sell the second half of an exhibition game that's lasted 3 hours and 20 minutes, and nobody's playing that anybody ever heard of, and I'm sure their ratings just go down to zero, so.
They had Washington and somebody on last night.
Oh, there have been a bunch of them on, but
I didn't see
I don't
much
know
of
who
it.
they were watching. No, I don't watch it. My prediction, though, the Vikings have as good a chance as the Packers or the Bears to win the division, and Detroit's going to be a flop
Really?
because that
Really?
coach should be hospitalized. He should be in the
I thought
insane
you
asylum.
liked him.
Well, I like him because he's nuts.
I was
And
going to say, Pat would love to cover him.
Oh, God, yes, because he'll say anything and do anything. But he's, we've seen the Lions pop up and be not this good, but fairly good.
Yeah.
And then go in the tank. They had a guy named Jim Schwartz who had one really good year, and then they were terrible, and he got fired 2 years later. And I got a bad vibe with him. So as far as, and plus the Lions, Joe. I mean, the success the Vikings have had in the win-loss percentage can be traced almost fully to always being in the same division as the Lions.
Right.
In 1966, when they were dividing up where that they needed 3 teams to go into the AFL,
Yeah.
needed 3 teams to, that's Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and who else ended up there?
Maybe
Baltimore.
Cincinnati.
No, Cincinnati was already an AFL team, but that the Lions owner lobbied strong for the Vikings to be one of those teams.
Really?
He didn't like what he was seeing from the Vikings.
That would have been
defense.
a Ford.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Bill Ford probably. But I ran across that Detroit was lobbying to get the Vikings out of their division back then, and that would have been a smart decision. Bad decision for the Vikings because lifetime there. I think Bud was 25-8 or 7 or something like that against them. Bud's
Yep.
in the Hall of Fame because of that.
You like PJ's chances Thursday night?
Yes, North Carolina's. North Carolina had the number one. The Did Drake May go first, or did he go second? Reavers.
Drake May went third to the New
Third.
England Patriots.
Third.
Yep.
Okay, so they had the number 3 quarterback in the draft, and probably the best, maybe the best of the whole group. And they lost 5 games last year because Mac Brown's. I think the coach is. He's my age now. Not my age, but he's in the 70s now. Mac Brown.
And I didn't know this. I didn't realize this was his second tour of duty with North Carolina.
Yeah, they hired him for Texas, right?
Right, from North Carolina. I didn't know that.
No, and Mac was a very creative recruiter when not everybody could cheat. But now everybody can cheat, so there's no advantage to buying players anymore because
How many teams are in the Big Ten?
18 this year, Joe.
18.
18. Yes, I think they're screwing up the youth in math for years, don't
It's
you?
all driven by TV.
Yep, it's all driven by TV, giving them these contracts. And you know how many people are in the Pac-12 teams in the Pac-12, Joe?
8.
2. Oregon State and Washington State are the only ones that are still members of the Pac-12, and they get to decide how the money's distributed.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, so they have all the power. They have meetings and everything. They're going to play in the Mountain West Conference this year, but they haven't joined it yet because it's financially better for them to just stay in the Pac-2. So
Have you eaten any fair food yet?
I ate my traditional Pronto Pop, small one.
They sponsor our show.
Not the Papa.
Well, they have a big one?
The small, I don't approve.
Yeah.
But the Pronto Pop, I always make sure of. Big difference. I got nothing against corn dog as an entity.
Right.
But I'm a big Pronto Pop guy.
You're with Rook because it's a better
Flour-based.
flour.
Yeah,
Flour
yeah.
based.
I'm a Pronto Pop, and that's
all you've had.
Now I used to, of course. What was the name of our
Gizmo.
The Gizmo, but I can't make it up there. I'd have to have a bus to go up there. I can't walk all the way up the hill in this heat. So
Well, are they even
no
here this year?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're always here. But they put them way up past my talk, for God's
Really?
sakes. Yes.
That is a heck of a sandwich.
One of the
though.
My Talk hosts was here today as a guest.
I heard she was a guest. How's the retirement treating her?
She misses the fair. She would have kept working just to do the fair.
They did not allow that, though. She wanted to keep doing the
Right.
fair, right?
Right.
But the good news is there's not much difference for her from when she was working and wasn't working because she used to do her show from Hawaii for a month.
Yeah.
Her and her husband are world travelers,
Yeah.
you know. And there's this modern technology now that you can do stuff from anywhere.
Pat,
It's
the
quite
best
the deal.
moment when Lori joined the show was when she stared at the crowd and said, "I'd like to talk about Trump."
Oh, really? I think that the fair might not be the place.
Well, just in general, she
I
wanted to
was
make
up
Joe
at
nervous.
I was up at the Big Neighbor here about noon, and they're next to Republican headquarters. So
Well, it's probably pretty busy.
up there it might
No,
be.
maybe not.
I don't know. It's
Did you watch any golf?
nope.
BMW.
Had the
Keegan
wrong guys.
Bradley.
Had the wrong guys trying to win for me.
Keegan Bradley.
Yes. Where's that come from? Now he
Right.
played good like a couple weeks ago, but
That has to get him in the top 30.
oh God, I didn't look at the list. I forgot to look at the list. I don't know if we put it in our paper. I
Now
hope
we go
did.
right to Eastlake this weekend.
Yes. Yes.
And they play for
And,
a $25 million first prize.
And you're going to Eastlake in Atlanta, and it's 100 degrees up here. I wonder what it's like in Eastlake.
Did
Could
you
be a
ever
little warm.
read? Did you ever read the Tom Wolfe novel *A Man in Full*?
Oh yes, I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
watching the series.
I've been watching it too. I've watched
Pretty
4
well
of the
done.
6.
Pretty well done.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No.
But I have yet to decide whether I care whether Charlie Croker gets his
Well, he-
wealth taken away or not.
You know what happened in the book.
I
You
can't remember. I read it so long
Yeah,
ago.
it is a long time. Charlie doesn't do well. I think Charlie might be deceased at the end, if I'm not mistaken. As I recall.
That I don't remember. Now
I
you've
think
ruined it, the whole
yes.
thing. and
I said might be. I'm not 100%.
That was a great memory when the guy approached you. Wasn't it here at the fair and said you ruined whatever, and Patrick handed him $5. Sorry for ruining the movie.
Yes,
for you.
yeah, that's right. What movie was that?
I don't remember.
Well, how long ago would that have been? Because the movie's now about 15.
No, 20 years, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Reavers. How long were you on
Well,
the show?
we were doing the show from here,
Yeah.
so it would have been, I don't know, 10 years ago or so.
Yeah, well,
but I don't remember what movie
I
you
think he
ruined
might have
for him.
been watching it on TV too. He might not have been going to it, but he was mad because he bought it.
Pat ruined the ending for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. By the way, I got one for the wife.
Okay.
One for your wife.
Yeah.
If I can only remember the title. What the hell is it?
Memoromania.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told
No,
someone. about-
memoromania is the fear that you'll fail to remember
Yes,
something.
Oh,
I
okay.
told somebody about it earlier today. Northern Lights.
Northern
It's
Lights.
somewhere on Prime. That's where I found it. I don't know where, and it was free. But we got some. It's out of Dublin.
Yeah.
We got some couples having relationship issues,
Yeah.
and a woman who's a very wisecracking, suffering person, and a man who's trying to be a nice guy. And but it's a family drama. But we got a suicide and a dead baby in there, so it's.
Why do you
it's
think that would
there's
be
a-
up her alley?
There's a little weeping.
I'm not going to weep.
There's happiness and there's weeping.
Yeah, I don't like the weeping.
Yeah, well, it's, I mean, the baby's born healthy. Everything's fine.
You're going to ruin this
And
one,
then
too.
they,
Here's $5.
and then they go to the bed and, well, this one's free. So
Oh, okay.
anyway, I mean, it's not a good outcome for the baby.
Well,
Let's-
that'll happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, it will, but it's really good. It's for a family drama. It's really good. I liked it. How about Presumed Innocent? Did you watch that?
No, I haven't.
That's a remake of a movie when the Harrison Ford movie when he was having an affair with Greta Saki. Who could blame him for that? Right?
Is that the lawyer? Is that
Yes,
the story of a
yes.
Chicago
Yes,
lawyer?
yes. They do a new version with Jake Gyllenhaal, and they changed the ending a little bit.
Okay.
But it's really good.
Well, here's the problem. All good TV is hard to keep track of
Yes.
because I don't know where it is.
But right now, here's the one you got to watch, and we're only 3 episodes in. Bad Monkey
I hear.
with Vince Vaughn.
Yep.
And the old Vince wisecracking, not supercilious, idiotic, going to college at age 40,
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
The old wonderful humor of Vince Vaughn. It's pretty good. The
Now,
late,
he's a detective in the Key West.
but well, he is, but he got fired as a detective, so he's really a food inspector who thinks he's a detective. But
Is it based on Carl Hyacin stuff?
yes,
It is?
It's Carl Hyacin book. Yeah,
What's it called? Bad
Bad
Monkey?
Monkey. It's good.
I could watch that because I want to see the scenery.
Yes, it's.
I like the keys.
It's well done, but unfortunately, you got to wait till Wednesday to see the next episode. But you can go back
Well,
and
I
watch 2.
haven't seen the first.
You got 2 to watch.
Joe, Patrick rode the shuttle over with John Height and I at 11 o'clock this morning
Yeah.
to come to the Minnesota State Fair. And he was regaling John and I with some of the old Monday Night Sports Talk contests that the two of you would have out here at the fair.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking maybe some of that's what we should bring back for future fair planning.
Nah, I don't think so. There's
We had one year where they paid to see if we were here.
Yeah, that was early. That was early when we had the little spot. When we had the little.
We were
piece
in a
of-
trailer.
Yes, we were in a trailer and we
We
had
hid in
the
the trailer.
we had the curtain pulled in the front of the trailer, but if you donated $1,
Then we'd let you see
we
it.
see the side you could come and see the side window was open. Yeah, that was a weird idea, but I think we raised that. Who were we raising money for?
I don't know, but I bet we made
Muscular
at least 15
dystrophy.
or 20 bucks.
I think muscular dystrophy. Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yes. Now today, if we did that, we probably wouldn't collect much money here because it's.
Today might be a lightly attended state fair
Yes,
day.
it was. There was. When we arrived on the bus at 11:10, Reavers, what? Four people in line.
You always Joe. This is Joe's trick. How much pavement can you see? When you're walking down the
Well,
street.
the trouble is, TV wasn't around in the late 40s. In 1948, at a state fair, it was in the 90s every day.
Yes.
Okay, you watch the news now, and they've got you pretty much convinced that if you leave your house, you'll die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
you have to-
You're
you'll
right.
die,
I mean,
you know.
the many hundreds. I probably came for the first time in about 1954. My old man loved the fair.
Yeah.
And I think I did too. At
I
one
bet
time.
it didn't look any different.
Well,
A little
we
different.
didn't have some gal making $6 million a year filling buckets with chips.
Cookies.
Cookies.
By the way, I got a report here.
Here
I
we
got to
go.
tell you something.
There we go.
I was up the road a little bit, and I'm walking back, and I see two grandmas walking away. Two grandmas, 80. They're older than me,
Yep.
both with full buckets of chocolate chip cookies.
Really.
Grandma, you ain't gonna make it off the grounds if you eat that whole bucket. For
Maybe
God's
that's how
sake.
they got to be where they are.
Yeah, they were normal sized.
Well, there's no accounting for how this works, you know.
No, well, that's true.
Well, but aren't you sharing with the grandkids?
Yeah, no, there was nobody around. Just the two of them.
They're being solo.
They're both widows, I'm sure. The old man, you know,
He
she
got-
probably died from eating cookies. You know, so she took the cookies home, had him eat so many his heart burst.
Well, I got
and
one.
then, you know,
I got one you should try. I haven't tried and I won't, but you're more adventurous. You're a foodie. How do you like the idea of hot ranch dressing in a housing container?
somebody told me, "Are you going to eat the hot ranch dressing?" And I said, "No. Why would I do that?"
It's fried. Something fried holds the dressing.
Yeah,
like dough
but
or-
you're still going to splatter all over your shirt.
Can
if
you
you're-
imagine that?
Yeah.
And then, you know what? It's become the hottest food at the fair.
It has. It gets talked about
Yeah.
a ton.
Who has it? Lulu's?
Look, that's at Lulu's. Yep. Is that, Joe, would you put that above or below the chow cone?
Well, that was Don Riley's
Yes.
deal where he
the chow cone.
got sued for the dry cleaning bills.
Yeah, we needed.
First guy that bit
you
into
know
a chow
what?
cone.
I
it
will
just-
say one of the experiments they came up with I kind of liked about 8 years ago. The fried olive, I didn't mind.
I'm unaware of that.
Back here, they packed what Reavers? They packed them in for about a couple of years.
Oh,
right?
yeah, there
They had
was a
big-
line
right
forever.
back, right behind us. There was.
Yep.
Now,
was-
when you were a kid, the foods were far
normal,
less exotic.
normal. They had
You got a hot dog and some popcorn.
They had a corn dog.
Yeah.
They had a corn dog.
And a Pronto Pup. They've been here
Yeah,
since
Pronto-
1947.
Yeah, that was the adventurous back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's Tino doing over there? Tino.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Tino on the
Here
coast.
it
He's
is,
still
Pat.
over there, right?
Look at I saved this article. Here it is. It's the new star of the fair, deep fried ranch dressing. I don't understand it. I just don't
You just
understand
spend
it.
$8 to just say I ate it and it was terrible. Right?
It sounds, when they write about it, you know, deep fried ranch is described as a creamy mixture of Hidden Valley ranch dressing, seasonings, buttermilk and cream cheese stuffed in a crispy panko breaded shell and deep fried golden brown, served with hot honey, made with Crybaby Craig's hot sauce from Faribault and Minnesota grown honey. It sounds like to die for.
No, it doesn't.
I
Ranch
can't
dressing.
eat dressing.
I got a hunch. I got a question. I think we go about this every year, though, Reavers.
What's that?
The family that, like, 70 years ago or more had the slide with the rugs.
Yes.
Where do you think their island is? What island do you think they own?
That mailbox has activity.
See, I'm convinced there's somebody that gets fair money, and they
yeah.
live on Jupiter Island in
That-
Florida.
that thing.
And every
I
day
was-
they walk their mailbox and they get their
Yeah,
state fair check.
Yes, I was 5 when I went down that
Oh,
the
yeah.
first. It's the same thing. They
They
haven't
don't even replace the rugs.
They haven't. No, the rugs are. They got a warehouse with rugs.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And the line's
What are we
down the street.
What are we up to now? About $12 for a
I
ride.
took the boys last year, and I think it was $5.
Oh,
per.
that's all. That's
I
pretty good.
think.
Do they still have the Tunnel of Love?
No,
that-
I think we got rid of that.
Oh, that was
That
it.
was sexist.
No, you should have that. That was
I got in trouble on my column the other day because I said that Angel Reese was tall and attractive.
How could you be in
Good.
trouble for that?
Well, because she goes and sells that attractiveness, right, rather well. And they went, "Oh, this is 2000."
Who complained, your
Oh,
editors?
no.
The public.
The public,
public.
saying how
The
terrible
great
it was.
unwashed.
She said,
weighed in.
and then one of them was, you would never say a man was tall and handsome. I might. I don't know.
Dennis
Why not?
Eckersley.
Dennis Eckersley, yeah.
He
I
wasn't
had
even
heard
that
you.
tall.
Yeah.
Remember,
First-
Dave Dahl gave you urges. once.
Urges, yeah. Not as many as Dennis
No,
Eckersley.
but
though.
Dahl did something with his hair, and all
First
of a sudden
column
you had,
I ever wrote was at the Star Tribune was on Dennis Eckersley.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you admit
It was
to the
done.
urges?
No, I didn't, but it was done out of love. Yes, it was.
You know, Pat, I'm a
There were
little
no insults in there.
disappointed. I told Joe that you might be bringing by as a guest the new Star Tribune mascot.
Stribby. I was going to bring Stribby. Stribby, because Stribby was not approved in time because he
Really?
happened late.
Oh.
Stribby cannot leave the area of the Star Tribune.
Really?
Otherwise, Stribby was going to come down and greet the mayor.
Look this up.
Yes,
you have
sir.
a means to look something up?
Yep, I got right here.
You mentioned Dennis Eckersley. Wasn't he involved in a weird story lately where his daughter
Yes.
gave birth out in the woods or something? What am I thinking of? Very strange Dennis Eckersley story.
What, is she kind of an earth person?
I
or
don't
something?
know what it was. I just
I don't think he would have told her to go have a baby. In
I
the
don't
woods.
think so. I don't remember what the particulars
I
were.
think
but
she might have been an adopted daughter, if I'm not.
I don't know, but
Well,
actually-
I'm an adopted son, and my parents couldn't have been more proud.
Joe,
I'm not sure. I'm
Joe,
not
it's
sure
a really
of that.
bad story. I don't think we should be repeating this one at the fair.
Is
well,
he-
did someone die?
Yeah.
The child?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
that's one we
Oh,
should
that's
avoid.
a bad one.
Yeah.
I don't like
But
that.
it's a bad story. You can look it up.
Pat,
if
I
you're curious.
threatened if any kid came by here, any baby came by here heat stressed, I was going to tell the kid to get in here.
Yes, there's two right there.
They're all right, though.
How they
He's-
doing for the heat? Any
he's-
heat stroke there?
He's ambulatory.
Yes,
he's
doing-
ambulatory.
He's happy. He's happy.
Yeah.
God, kids are.
Pat,
know,
you get 2 days a year like this in this godforsaken state.
Mhm.
This is fine with me. I don't care. It's
Well,
fine. It's going to go away tonight.
It'll be snowing in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Jim
It's already
Judd-
snowing in the Sierras.
How about the fact that there's a lot of kids starting school today in this state?
Yes, boo.
I
That's one
disagree.
reason. That's one reason the crowds are down.
I disagree.
I
Yes.
do.
I think high school football starts this weekend.
Yes, it does. I got to tell you what I'm doing Friday.
That's terrible.
John Millay left the Star Tribune about 15 years ago to become the roving writer for the Minnesota State High School League.
I didn't know
John, yeah, and he's been all over
that.
the state.
Where does the material appear?
He goes to games. He
But
goes
where
to
does the
it.
content-
on the Minnesota State High School League,
All right.
John's Journal, and it's great.
It's called John's what?
And John's Journal.
John's
and he's
Journal.
been everywhere. You know, he's been everywhere. He was a Diet Coke fanatic,
Yeah.
and they used to have Diet Cokes waiting for him when he got to a spot.
You're off that now, aren't you?
Well, somewhat.
Yeah.
But he's now drinking Mountain Dew diet, which I don't
That's
approve of.
it's just dreadful.
But I'm going down to Lanesboro with him Friday because this is his last year.
oh,
So I'm riding with him. I read a column about the man who went out and became a prep writer.
Who does hated Lanesboro taking on down there?
Oh, it's a
Because they're
big-
9-man, right?
Kingsland.
Okay,
Kingsland.
okay.
They're both 9-man, yeah. I don't know where Kingsland is. That's obviously a merged school. So,
Lanesboro's in some beautiful country.
oh, God, it is.
You're gonna
yes.
you probably have a lovely stadium.
Maybe I'll stop and go for a hike from maybe here to the bleachers. Maybe here to the bleachers.
You should take your own car so that when you get there you can do the Reusse walk.
Yes, and
Put
put
the top down and
but-
drive around
but
town.
part of the charm of this is going to be the cheap vehicle that the State High School League has provided him
Yeah.
all these years. Kind of a rickety, small little thing. So anyway, he's a great guy.
When will the public be allowed to see Stribby?
I know the Stribby's over.
You weren't asked to be part of that, were you?
It was Stribby times 2. Stribby would be. Stribby's got thin legs on him.
Oh,
from what
really?
I haven't
Is it a
seen
woman?
Stribby. Apparently, we haven't decided yet. We've had tryouts, so there's been different Stribbies.
So what is it? Joe, you got to pull your mic down.
I know.
Is it a rolled up newspaper? What is it?
No, Stribby is a gray duck.
A duck.
Oh,
See, that makes sense.
I see.
I don't know why that makes sense,
No,
but
well, they couldn't go to loon because there's so many people
Got a
going
lot of
loonies,
loons, yep.
loonies, so they go with the gray duck. But I think that could turn us around, really.
Joe,
having
what
Stribby.
would the Pioneer Press mascot be?
something homeless.
it's some guy. If you want to go see him, he's living under the bridge.
No, it's just there would be no permanent residence.
Yeah.
living under the
Remote location.
Everyone's
under the
on remote.
living under the Wabasha Bridge.
That's right. I went to Latimer's funeral this
Oh
morning.
God! Oh,
Just to make
How was it?
went to the wake to say
Yeah.
a prayer and all. And there were homeless people in the back of the church. I'm sure George wouldn't have minded.
No, what church?
Assumption.
Okay, fill it. No, pretty good crowd.
Well, I was there very early.
Okay,
I did the.
you didn't say.
I didn't stay for the church,
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
but
George,
I
what
saw a
guy.
lot of. I saw Jim Scheibel, Mayor Jim Scheibel,
Way, yeah.
and his wife, and I said, "I wish you'd run again." He said, "Isn't it tempting?"
So yeah. Well,
Because with each succeeding mayor, you miss the one that preceded him. Because they're all getting worse.
pretty soon you'll be missing the guy. Who was the guy? The Republican, Charles, whatever. What was that guy's name?
Back in the day,
Back in the day, yeah.
Charles McCarty. Charles.
No. What was his name? I can't remember. What the hell? I can't remember what show I wanted to recommend to you 5 minutes earlier. So anyway,
We've
should
had
I
no
s-
Republican mayors except Norm Coleman.
No, but before him,
Oh,
Charles. No, what the hell is his name? Yeah, you did. You got in the '80s, maybe.
No, but I'm saying the current mayor.
Oh yeah.
The next one will make even Carter look good,
Okay, you'll be.
which is almost impossible. I wonder if he's back from Chicago yet.
How were that July 4th fireworks this
We
year?
didn't have one. He went to Chicago hoping to get noticed. I don't know if he did,
Did he
or
ever
not,
get
but that's
on
what
TV
he's
or
doing.
not?
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, let me sell some cars and then we'll get out of here, right?
Don't we have to pause?
No pause
pause,
today.
no.
We don't
All
need
right.
the pause today.
You guys out there in our vast listening audience, Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley group of GM dealers, I have bought the last 5 or 6 cars of mine from there. Friends and relatives have bought used cars, and this has been going on for almost 15 years. Right now, low interest rates, full stock of Buicks, GMC trucks, all the big honking trucks that you'd love to have. They are going out the door, those Sierra heavy duties. And these guys will take good care of you. And there's factory rebates now, too. And you can go to, if you're out in the east suburbs, go to Hastings. If you're out in the west or south suburbs, go to Apple Valley. Jim Paul, Brett Paul, Valley Group of GM dealers. Throw a .com on that, and you can look at what stock they got going out there. And
Beautiful.
Joe, we'll talk to you Friday, maybe. Not here, though. On the radio. On the phone. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.